Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. So today's video is my first digital speed painting video, and I recently just started getting really into digital art because I got me a tablet for my birthday. My dad bought me one in August, so I've just been practicing on that and really trying to I can't talk right now, improve to get used to like the tools. But I feel like now I can kind of like show you guys my process on how I use it, as you can see. And I just want to show you guys like what I've been working on so far. So today's sketch is actually of one of my favorite YouTubers, which is Simply Kenna, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys have heard of her. If you guys haven't, definitely check out her channel. It's amazing, and she also has an Instagram which I love, love, love so much. That whole theme of fall and just she's very creative, so I really like her videos. So I decided to draw her today, and yeah, so I really like been practicing on character design and all of that. So and watching many of my favorite like artists on top of YouTube as well as on Instagram, like Cyrene, Loish, they're like my favorites. So I really like studied how they do their work, and I just really like their style. So I kind of applied my own style to that, which I feel like I've been really getting better at. So yeah, so here is pretty much the process. So I will usually like just go off on a fast sketch, just an outline, a rough draft, and I will lower the opacity. I never used to do that before, but I found that it's very helpful to have a rough draft underneath it before you do the actual outlining, because the pencil is very hard to use when you're just starting out. So this has been very helpful to me, and I lower the opacity so that way you can't see it as much, and I can see my newer lines, like you see the one here. And I definitely work in layers because I found that layers on this one is very easy. And how I do it is I pretty much just have a background layer for the white, which is like my piece of paper, for example. And then I will go on another layer, which will be the outline of my lower opacity. And then when I finally feel like I can make the final outline, I will go over with a darker color and high up the opacity to 100%. And basically, once I'm done doing all of that, I will go ahead and start painting. And the brushes I use some of them. I use the basic brushes that Photoshop comes with, but I downloaded the Lowish brushes. She had a site that you could download it from, which I absolutely love one of the brushes, and I find that I use that like all the time. So that is what you see me using for the outline of this sketch, as well as the coloring is basically the basic round brush that I used to paint with. And oftentimes I will lower the opacity and make it higher just for whatever I guess whatever color I'm using. Lips, I will always go with a lower opacity and then build up on it. I found that it's kind of nicer that way. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm pretty much coloring like the scarf, and when I'm coloring, this coloring layer is basically underneath the outline, because if you go over the outline, you will go over the outline if your layer is above the outlining one. So one thing that I find helpful is to name your layers. Like in this video, I didn't layer my videos. I was actually trying to do the 15-minute challenge, and I failed completely. It took me about 40 minutes to do the sketch. So I speed painted this thing as fast as I could, so that way it wouldn't be so long, which is why you see it super fast. So yeah, it took me about 40 minutes to do this, and it takes me a long time because I'm still very new to it. But I think I've improved so much better. I can redo one of my first digital paintings. If you guys like to see a video, please like that video. Oh, like the video. Please like this video and let me know down below if you guys want to see it. It was really bad, but I think I really improved on it. And then yeah, I normally use for colors, I will go to my top corner in Photoshop and kind of just pick whatever colors I see, and I will usually just kind of go off of what if I'm drawing somebody, what their colors I usually see on them. So which is why I chose this colors. She's very neutral and a lot of maroons, um, oranges, copper tones. So that's what you see here. And yeah, every time I do something new, whether it's on top like a shadow or whether it's adding a highlight, I will always go with another layer. In case I make a mistake, I can always erase that thing, because I don't know why, but Photoshop on mine's one, I can press Control Z and it'll erase the first mistake, but if I make 2 or 3 mistakes before that, it only will erase before that. And then I will have to go to like edit and like undo the selection, which is very like annoying. But I just find that if I work in layers like this, then I will get an easier time erasing my mistakes. And then like right here, I'm very new to this part. I just wanted to play around with it, which is why it took me a little bit longer. But these are very special tools right here as well. They like, you can choose a lighting on how to apply on the color. And I really like it now. I'm going to start using it from now on. And I'm still kind of trying to get used to like the shadowing. For shadowing, especially with the nose, I will always use the blending one, the soft tool brush for that one, because it's a lot softer than a harsh line. But as far as shadowing, I would go use the one of the brushes from the Lowish collection, and I recommend you guys downloading that. It's really good. I like it. I feel like I get more, not control, but like I feel like it gives me that wing at the end that I like, because I know like the round tool, it doesn't have that. It'll give you like a round end when you draw a line, but the brushes that comes with that Lowish pack, I really like it. It gives me like exactly what I'm looking for in a sketch. And yeah, so pretty much this is how I got it. Oh, and I made a mistake right here. So yeah. Now for this section, I'm pretty much like applying that moon on top of her because she has that a lot on top of her picture, so I thought it'd be like a perfect way to represent who she is. And for like the not shadowing, highlights, as you can see here, I will lower the opacity a lot because if you keep it high, it will be like super white. And so I often make mistakes on top of those, still learning, but I will lower the opacity and I won't choose exactly white for that part. And for like the shadows, I will go in with black and lower the opacity as well because I don't want it to be super black. I want it to be a nice opaque tone. And then as for layers, like I mentioned, if you really want to do like what I'm doing here, layers is perfect for you because you can always draw on the background and not mess up your picture entirely. And one thing great about using Photoshop is that you can always erase the background with another paint bucket tool. So that way you don't have to really outline the drawing and to draw outside. You can do it that way. And pretty much after I'm done that, I will basically flatten the image, which is like right click and you look for flatten image, just to like get rid of my layers that I've had. But that I would suggest if you are finalizing that project. And then yeah, so I would do that, and then pretty much I'm applying like some of the highlights on her hat. And this part I could have done it before, but I didn't realize I missed that part till after. So going over another layer might hide your outline. If you like that effect, totally do it. If you don't, if you want to keep your outline really dark, I would suggest doing that before you flatten the image. Or you can just undo whatever, however you flatten it, and you can go back depending how far you went out. And then basically I really wanted to add another accent to her picture because I felt like this was a little bit plain, but I used this brush for that part and I made it too thick, so I'm pretty much like choosing the right brushes. It's always okay to make mistakes because like I said, you're working in layers and you can always erase and redo. So like you see here, I decided to find a very skinny brush and decided to apply that on top of here. And after that, I wanted to add a not filter, but like a layer over of color. I saw one of these artists do it, and I thought that technique was really cool. So I decided to go ahead and do the same thing, which I applied like a new filter layer, applied it, use a different color. You can use whatever colors you want. I felt like the color I chose was good enough. I kept on testing in many colors, but the layer that you put on will be a solid layer, and then you have to lower the opacity so that way you see the color. And basically, once you're done lowering the opacity, you will use the paint bucket tool. You flatten out your image, use the paint bucket tool, and you will whiten out the outline because then your entire image will have like that opacity layer over, which you might like, but personally for me, I don't really want that if I upload it and share it. And pretty much this is it, you guys. So, please let me know down below what you guys think about this. Like this video if you guys want to see more speed paintings or digital speed paintings. And I guess I will see you guys later. So, thank you so much for watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!